Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. How you guys doing? My name is Versco, and for those who celebrated, happy 4th of July. Today I'm doing a quick update video on Void Interactive's game Ready or Not. And for those who don't know, I'm doing a quick update. Basically, Void Interactive is releasing Ready or Not on the consoles, and they did some graphical changes to all of the consoles and the PC version, where they're going to be removing some nudity and some graphic content to their game due to the launch that's happening on the consoles this coming month. Now, they did do an update on the whole review bombs that have been going on to clarify on what's going on. I'm going to be reading a quick article here from PC Games, kind of overviewing the whole thing. Plus, we're going to look at their statement on Steam, and then we'll go look quickly on the reviews and how the reviews have been looking since about 2 days ago, since I released the first video. So let's get into it. Ready or Not devs make statement on controversial changes as Steam reviews sync. Obviously, when I made the first review or first video on this, about 4,000 negative reviews were on the current or most current for the game on Steam. We'll look at it afterwards. So this is their statement right here. Ready or Not, Void Interactive has issued a statement to counter misinformation about changes made in the realistic FPS game. Made by Ed Smith over here. This article. Ready or Not developer Void Interactive says the changes made to its realistic FPS game in order to secure its release on consoles have sparked misconceptions and misinformation, and it wants to clarify to the SWAT shooters community the precise nature of the new alterations. That's good. They have to say something about the whole review bombs. You know, they're not just going to just push it out. They have to, give a statement about what's going on to clarify. Previously, Void Interactive published a statement confirming that certain visual elements of Ready or Not would be modified and censored in order to align with the certification process or certification policies set by first-party console partners, and that in order to avoid technical issues, these changes would also have to be made to the game's existing PC version. And that's where people are getting mad. People on the PC end, they're playing this game on the PC, are saying, why the hell do we have to pay for this as well? Why do we have to have these graphical changes if this is just for consoles? Can we have some kind of, I don't know, a setting that we could use where we could have it on and off for the PC version only, so that we don't have to have this graphical change or to remove the graphics or the nudity from the game? That's a big, question that a lot of the people in the community are saying. So in response, Ready or Not has been review bombed on Steam. Now Void says that it believes in creative freedom, in the right to build experiences that push boundaries. Okay. Obviously that's where the game has started, and they're changing some graphical parts of the game which kind of affect this creative freedom and, the right to experience, or to push the boundaries. It's kind of changing that from the original thought, in my opinion. In preparation to the console's release Tuesday, July 15th, various instances of graphic violence and nudity are being altered in Ready or Not. One mission, for example, charges players with locating a police informant who has been tortured. In the original edition of the FPS game, the character is naked. Large quantities of blood are pooled on the floor around him. In a new version, the character is wearing a pair of underpants, and some of the blood pools have been removed. Okay, I can understand the nudity part. Hey, put some pants on him or put some underwear on him. Cool. Why what about the blood? Is it too much blood? Is that why is the blood really a big factor of it? Is it just too much, or is it, what is the console's first party vendors or whatever it was, the consoles, what does that have to do with the blood? I understand kind of with the nudity, but why reducing the pools of blood? That's a question that I would have. Another level involves collecting evidence from a suspect's drawer. When highlighting the evidence in the original version, an in-game pop-up describes it containing prohibited images of minors. Okay, now that description is changed to more generic photographic evidence. Okay, I mean, I don't see any big deal with that, While these alterations have been made to meet the certification requirements for consoles, Void Interactive has also confirmed that they will be reflected in Ready or Not's PC version 2 in order to facilitate crossplay and limit possibility of bugs in the future updates. Okay, so that's the whole reason why they're doing it. They're just doing it to avoid bugs, and obviously to play with one another. They want to have the same graphical They want to have the same graphics for both, so they don't have future bugs. Since the changes were first announced, approximately 4,700 negative reviews ready or not have been posted on the Steam's page. Yep, that's about, like, when I checked, it was around there, about 4,000. While its aggregated lifetime rating is still very positive, its recent rating, which is calculated exclusively from the responses posted in the last 30 days, is mostly negative. Void Interactive shares a new statement outlining the changes in studio's own ethics in more detail. So this is them saying, we recently shared that Ready or Not's PC version underwent minor content changes to support stability and align with the policies enforced by the global platforms and age rating bodies. Void says these adjustments were made to ensure a smooth global launch across platforms, while fully preserving the game's tone, themes, and intensity. Unfortunately, we've seen misconceptions and misinformation circulating around the scope of these changes. Void shares a series of comparison images which clarifies, we're going to look at this actually, these images, which clarifies the precisely which aspects of Ready or Not have been altered. The studio says that the effects of gore and violence key to the game's immersive realism have not been toned down. The studio says the effects of gore and violence, right? The key to the game's immersive realism have not been toned down. This statement right here, the effects of the gore and violence, I mean, by changing the actual, the blood pools and the nudity, I mean, that kind of contradicts this statement just a little bit, you know what I mean? Not by much, putting underwear on a character and a little bit less blood doesn't make it a whole big of a difference, but, got to look at that statement right there. I've been toned out, and that some of the Ready or Not's missions, including Elephant, Neon Tomb, and the Valley of the Dolls, have not been altered at all. Okay, so it's like maybe certain aspects of it. I don't know why. Is there certain missions that have more blood than other ones? That's why they're toning down it, or more nudity. Those of you that play this game and are hardcore to this hardcore community of this game that have thousands of hours, is it like that? Are some missions more brutal or gory than the other ones, or have more nudity? Let me know in the comments below. So we keep going. Void Interactive has also believed in creative freedom and the right to build experiences that push boundaries in the service of the immersion and realism. The studio continues that will not change at the same time. We operate in a global ecosystem of platform standards, age rating boards, and local legal restraints or restrictions. While we may disagree with how some of the content is treated, we only made changes where absolutely required, and only to the letter of the regulations. Nothing further. Okay, which is good. So they're, whatever is causing the problems, they're just changing those problems. They're not going across the whole board, which is very positive. I think that's a positive thing, instead of changing everything from every level, they're just, whatever they're nitpicking from the console end, let's just change that and release it. Cool. As a hyper-realistic tactical FPS, Ready or Not faces different scrutiny than more stylized or fictional games. That's a reality of the world we publish in, not a change in our creative vision or values. That's good. If they still have those values, then they're going to keep pushing it with different DLCs. So I'm hoping they keep doing that. All right. And that is about it for this article. So we're going to be jumping over to the statement that's on Steam with Void Interactives, and we're going to look at the different screenshots of the changes that are being made. All right, so this is going to be the Steam page of the content changes that Void Interactive posted. I'm going to have all of these links below so you guys could check it out as well. I'm not going to reread all of this because a lot of this was in the article, but this part right here I'm going to highlight. This is what I'm going to go over right here. The 6 targeted visual changes made to the PC version, okay, that are going to be on the console version that are changed from the PC version. First one, Twisted Nerve. The girl is now depicted as sleeping instead of convulsing. Cool. Okay, we'll look at that right after. A Lethal Obsession, the next mission. Nudity involving the ghillie suit suspect has been adjusted. Okay. Hide and Seek, next one. Female hostages now wear underwear. Okay. Narcos. Police informant hostage now wears underwear. Okay. 23 megabytes a second. Photo of minors objective model was revised also to better connect narratively with the latter what is that? Sinus Trail mission. Okay. And then the last one, postmortem dismemberment has been disabled. No, dismemberment for living characters remains unchanged and can be seen in latest Volume 87 dev briefing. Okay, so what is this? Post-mortem dismemberment has been disabled. So the disabled post-mortem, okay, dismemberment. All right, so the first one is going to be from Twisted Nerve. So before and after. So the kid looks like it's like slouched back, and this one looks like it's sleeping. Okay. All right. I mean, not big of a change. I don't see anything wrong with that. Too much. You guys let me know below. What do you guys think of this? These images, the changes of the images, whether or not you agree or disagree, or do you really care? You know what I mean? The second one, a lethal obsession, nudity involving the ghillie suit suspect has been adjusted. Okay. So he looks a little bit more nude here. Oh, no pants right here. No, okay, no pants, no nothing right here. And then they added a pants right here, or underwear for him. Okay, cool. Next one is the hide and seek female hostages. Now wear underwear. Okay, in the container, underwear and bras. Okay. Next one is the Narcos police informant hostage. Now wears underwear. Same here. He's nude before, and then afterwards he wears underwear. Image below 23 megabytes a second. Photo of miners objective model was revised. Also better connect narratively with the later Sinus trial mission. Okay, so this is the option right here when you hover over the images. It says report prohibited images of minors, and this is report photographic evidence. Right, and then they remove a couple of images from here. So not a big change there either. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And like you said, the sixth one is the post-mortem dismemberment has been disabled. So let me know before and after. What do you guys think of these changes? Whether or not you agree with them or you really care about them, or you have other thoughts and opinions of it. Now, this has really changed the tone or intensity of the game. I don't really see that. You know, I'm not really nitpicky about this. This doesn't look like it's going to change the tone of the game and how intense the game itself is with these minor changes. I will definitely 100% say that some people will probably be still pissed about it, you know, that this change at all is happening. So I could still see that point with the people that have played this game for thousands of hours. But does it really change the whole tone of the game? I don't think so. I don't think it will. But now we'll jump into the actual Steam store and look at the reviews for the game now, which looks like, okay, the last time I looked at it, we had about 4,000, around 4,000 negative reviews in the last 30. And now we're bumped up to about 13,000. So a lot of people are still throwing down negative reviews. As we go down here, yeah, a lot of people still throwing down negative reviews over here. People saying, you know, customers beware, censorship because of the console, no one asked for it. I really like this game, but censoring the game on PC completely goes against the original promise we received for this game. Yep. It's all about the promises, about the, you know, the censorship. People are still pissed about it. So people will still be pissed about it. They're still going to, you know, rate the game negatively because of the change itself. They won't even care. Some people won't even care about what changes are made. They just see censorship. They know, hey, censorship is bad. This is what the original goal was. We don't want that in the game. And because you're doing it, we don't care what it is. It's not what the goal was intentionally at the beginning of the game. They're just going to look at that and then they're going to be like, you know what? No, I don't fall in line with that. Even though we've seen the 6 changes, in my opinion, does it change the tone of the game? No, it's still probably going to be crazy, hardcore, gory, and it's still going to have that theme to it, in my opinion. But let me know what your guys' thoughts and opinions are. I want to know the people that have the thousands of hours in the game, whether or not this is affecting you. Do you really care about it? And are you guys putting negative reviews on it because of this change? Please let me know, and I'll see you guys next time. Like, comment, and subscribe. Love you guys. Peace.